Hello, I'm Susan of the North with the rune of the day, BERKANO. BERKANO is traditionally the rune of the feminine, and I'm going to speak to the traditions behind it, although as a modern woman, I recognize that these roles can be held by either men or women. But the roles are traditionally feminine because we are the life bearers. It is through us that life passes from the spirit world into the physical realm. So BERKANO relates to such major life events as birth, childbearing, marriage, death, and burial. It relates to the caretaking that women traditionally provide for families, aging people, the tribe, however your extended situation is. Perhaps some of you are going through a situation such as I am, where I am caretaking someone who is slowly passing from this world, and I want to be as present to my time that is left with him as I can be. So this rune, the message that comes through me today from BERKANO is that the gift of this life is so precious. It contains everything between our individual birth and our individual death. And there is nothing more valuable in terms of information than I can encourage upon you than to be present to the moments of your own life. You know, there are many things that are sacred in life, but we don't honor what is sacred because we don't give it our presence, our attention, our mindfulness. I don't know how many of you have watched some of these NDEs that people put up on YouTube, but I've always been so fascinated by the variety of guides and guidance that people who are undergoing these near-death experiences will have. I mean, some people meet Jesus, some people meet a dead relative, some people meet Allah. It doesn't necessarily depend upon the religion you happen to be born into. These things are there for us. The soul knowing is there over single lifetimes or many lifetimes. We form associations with other people, with spirit guides who come in through the birth plan, which is another dimensional level that I could speak to, and also relates to BERKANO because of the birth association. The Norns, Hela, and other beings gather to help the new evolving soul decide what they want to accomplish during their time in the physical body. That said, Judgment Day, quote unquote, is not the end of the world for everybody. Judgment Day, or in Norse terms, the Ragnarok, is your ending, the end of your world, your death, your dying, your passage, and you will have guidance to look at the circumstances of your life, and you will be your own judge and jury. That said, a reminder again that being present to the circumstances of your life is to engage an aspect of ourselves that is known to ancient wisdom teachings as the witness or the watcher. In the Norse cosmology, that role is held by the god Heimdall. He stands upon the highest peak in Asgard and watches for the coming of forces that are unkind to his people, to the humans, to the gods. So it speaks to our capacity to be conscious, to have an ordered consciousness over emotions that may be troubling, or driving us to things that we would not want to live with the consequences of. I could get very wordy on this subject, and I've been wordy about it already. So I'm just going to leave you with the ideas spoken today that came up for me in relationship to the rune of the day, BERKANO. This is Susan of the North.